Welcome back to Aaron Smith Calu Season 2. Season 1 we had a government. Season 2 I don't know so far. We got like a partial one. Had to take a couple weeks off, relax, do some personal stuff, but that's all good now. I'm back, I'm refreshed, I'm ready to roll. So, freaking cold out here, man. Like, I mean, I'm not one of those people that complain about be freezing because, you know, I lived in New York City all my life, but there's a lot of people that migrate here and they do that, and it's kind of annoying, but there's nothing really you could do about it. But you know, or move, you know, that's probably the only thing you can do. But if you come here and you live in the Northeast, bring a winter coat, bring boots, bring Timberlands, boots, whatever have you, bring hats, all that stuff. It even gets cold in Florida. You know, people don't seem to understand that. You know, it's still part of the Northeast. I mean, like, they get 4 seasons like us too. It's just, only difference is it'll be 30 degrees in the morning time, and then by the time it hits 12 o'clock, it'll be like 80 freaking degrees. Freaking ridiculous. But I had a good time. I went to go down, and I have family down there. My mother and my sister is in Florida. Hung out with them for the Christmas holiday. That was pretty cool. I believe I think it was New Year's Day. I spent Christmas and New Year's with them. Came back about, I think, last Sunday. So many things has happened in a week. You know, I'm trying to catch up on a whole bunch of things. So we got a couple things to talk about. We got maybe a few callers coming and calling in. So we'll just work our way around it. And if you have any discussions, or if you feel like you want to join the discussion, feel free. The number is in the link. Other than that, let's see what else. Well, we got the shutdown, and we don't know when it's going to end. This 74-year-old baby that's supposed to be the president, he's not budging, and he wants his wall. I mean, I don't know what it's going to do. I mean, Mexicans are quite resourceful, so I don't think a wall is going to stop them. That's just my opinion. But who knows? But Democrats are not really doing much of nothing anyway. You know, I've never been a fan of Pelosi or Schumer. I mean, they're better than Trump, but still, like, you know, it's pretty much a stalemate. It's like a game of chess, and it just, all the pieces are on outside of the board, and they got to start over. And who knows what's going to happen? A lot of people are worried about it. I have a few friends that are concerned because they get government benefits and, you know, food stamps and all that good stuff, and it's not looking good. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I hope probably soon that this is over with, because I mean, enough's enough already. I mean, if you could just open it up temporarily and then you get back to your bullshit about this wall, whatever have you. And I think it was funny that I did some research a long time ago, and it was talking about how this so-called wall is supposed to be on this border, which is makes no sense, honestly, in my opinion, that it's only 30 feet. I'm like, I know most people I know can probably jump that. So what's the point? I'm thinking he's going to have some, like, you know, Great Wall of China Part 2 or something. That's what he's trying to think about. But, you know, he's an idiot. I'm not one of those people that really talks too much about him, but it's kind of hard because he's always in the news. But we'll get back to that when I feel like it, because this is, I have a caller. Yes, you're on the air.
Good evening, my friend. How are you? This is Dave in Boston.
Dave Stern, welcome back to the show. What's going on, bro?
Thanks for having me. Oh, I got to tell you, it's been an interesting couple of weeks since you've been on vacation.
Oh, really? I've heard. I mean, there was, well, we know we got this bullshit shut down. We know about that. There was like some weird, like light show or something happened with Con Ed. They had a thing. They thought it was aliens or abduction or something. And I mean, I watched the news, when I'm away, so I was aware. But is there anything that I don't know that didn't that did happen?
That you don't know that didn't happen. Well, I got booked for a show, but
Awesome.
that isn't national news, is it?
It should be. So give it some time. Give it some time.
Let's see. What can I tell you other than we got the conservatives going off their rockers about this wall thing, which is wonderful. I think Nancy Pelosi. It turns out I was against having her become speaker again, and it turns out that I think
and a whole bunch of people
just the right person for the job. I just told some conservative on my wall tonight. Last week, got somebody with the balls to stand up to this guy, and that's a frickin' good thing. And they're all off their feed about Pelosi not letting Trump do the State of the Union, but that's not true. Again, these people like to divert. That's their whole damn strategy. They're not preventing him from doing the State of the Union. They're just saying that he can't do the State of the Union in Congress.
Right.
And that's a big difference. He could do it from the Oval Office if he wants to. So let's see how that one plays out.
I mean, okay, that's nice and all that, but, we need to get shit done. I mean, I'm kind of mad at both sides. I mean, we already know that Trump's full of crap. But my problem with the Democrats is you're not budging. You're not doing anything to make this guy, you need to twist his nipples harder or something. I don't know, but
Well, I just don't know what they can do other than what they're doing now. I mean, they could impeach the guy, but I think that's going to end up blowing up in the Democrats' face, at least until a Mueller report comes out. And I'm thinking that's getting closer and closer and closer.
It is, but it really is not going to do much because both houses of Congress are split, so it's going to be a stalemate. So my thing is for now is if he's like I said, just cut the nonsense, cut the BS out. Get to this wall crap later or whatever have you. I mean, it's a stupid idea anyway. But people need to get paid. People need to pay their bills. People need to get their money.
I absolutely agree with you on that. But look at it this way: Schumer and Pelosi go in for their second meeting with Trump. Trump says to them, "Are you ready to fund the wall?" They say no, and he says, "Meeting over," and he leaves. How can you compromise with that? How can you do something with that?
Well, the only way they can probably do that is if they can convince a couple of Republicans and flip a couple of those seats where they can possibly override maybe a veto or something like that. That's probably the only thing I can think of.
I would love for that to happen, but there's got to be a step that happens first, and it's up to Mitch McConnell, because Mitch McConnell has to allow the voice. Mitch McConnell has to allow them to vote on whatever the proposal is. I'm sure that the Democrats could get 62 or 63 votes already in the Senate to do something, but McConnell will not allow that vote. So what do we do?
Nothing much we can do. It's just really tit for tat. It seems like all these shutdowns have pretty much the same song and dance. The Republicans, they talk all this crap and then they get all emotional when they don't get their way. That's my problem. And on the Democrat side is that
it's always a Republican hissy fit.
Yeah, I mean they've been yeah. I can't even argue that.
Here's something else. The Democrats, the Republicans are saying, "Oh, come to the table. We got to do that." And all you have to do is come to the table. And I got a 2-word response to that. And this is very strident, but it's a 2-word response, and it's Merrick Garland. And if you remember that, do you remember that at all? He was the guy that President Obama nominated to be on the Supreme Court.
Oh yeah.
And the Democrats the Republicans wouldn't even talk about it. They wouldn't bring it to a vote. They wouldn't even bring it to committee. So, I understand where America is coming from, but the people in Washington have to stop playing these games, especially on the Republican side, to get this going. I'm with you. There should be a compromise, but the facts are not on Donald Trump's side. The drugs are not coming in over the border on Mexican mules.
They would come anyway. I mean, that's my argument. I'm like, people don't seem to understand that these drug dealers, these cartels, they're very resourceful. They find ways around things. Even if he were to get that stupid wall, they'll find a way around it. Trust and believe. They've been doing it forever. So what's the big deal? I mean,
exactly.
No one has to agree with me, and I don't want them to. Everybody can tell their opinion. I'm just stating, how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is like this. Like I said, no wall is going to stop drugs from coming back into this country. It's not going to happen.
You're absolutely right. So maybe the answer to that is because most of them are flown in or they're shipped into ports like Galveston. So maybe what we should be doing is building a roof. Yeah, I saw that somewhere, and I think that's hilarious. Maybe we ought to be putting up a roof. It's all malarkey. It's all just. And what is got Trump so much on this wall? It's not so much that he promised it in his election campaign. I think that he has a whole shitload of concrete or cement stored somewhere so he could sell it to build that wall with.
He
and
must
I think
have.
he's got a construction company.
Got to.
And even though it's against the law for him to do that, I think that's what he wants to do because he's still almost bankrupt, I think.
Well, that's Trump's MO. When it don't go right, bankruptcy. That's what he does.
Absolutely.
That's what he's known for.
That's what he's doing to America, buddy. That's what he's doing to America.
Well,
he's bankrupting America.
These people wanted him so bad. Crooked Hillary, all that other stuff. I didn't like Hillary either, but we were past that. That's 2 years from
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
we gotta look forward. Like I said, it's bringing something to the table. I mean, there got to be alternatives. There's something got to give because people are going to end up getting pissed off and going to start doing things they probably not want to because they're, like I said, people haven't been getting paid for weeks. What is this, like 3 weeks so far with this shutdown thing?
Yep.
So, damn, the government has been shut down as long as I've been away. That's hilarious. Maybe I shouldn't go away.
Exactly.
Maybe I should just stay.
Exactly.
Maybe I should just stay in New York next time.
Yeah, I got to get down to New York pretty soon. Even
Why?
though it's cold weather, I should drive down.
Don't come now.
And do some shows.
I know on Sunday it's gonna be ridiculous. Like it was, snow and rain and all kind of, piss and shit gonna be coming out the skies and stuff. I'm not with that.
I know.
And then
I know
it's gonna go from 7 degrees that Monday morning. My black ass is staying inside. It's not happening. It has to be a fire or emergency because I don't do the cold.
I don't either. I used to when I was a kid back when, let's see, it was, I think, President Millard Fillmore or
Lord.
maybe James Buchanan, one of those guys back before Abraham Lincoln. Because I'm an old guy.
Yeah.
Way back then, I would do the cold, but I didn't want to do the snow. I hated snow. And nowadays, I should be a snowbird. I should be down in Florida now.
Yeah, that was a discussion that I've had with my family, and New York is not looking real good right now. Especially with everything's going on, and quite honestly, I'm getting real pissed off. With all these restrictions on tobacco and all this other crap, and I can't, because I smoke hookah and I like hookah. I like to get the tobacco, and these silly kids are, getting on it too, and they're buying it, and they're making it hard for people to, grown ass adults to get it, and that's good. That's the good old Andrew Cuomo and Even De Blasio, they signed off on that crap, and it really ticks me off. It's like every time I go to a store, they act like I'm asking for crack. I'm like, I just want a box of like hookah tobacco. Like, calm down. It's not that serious.
Yeah, you know what you should do? When I was smoking cigars, I would go to a place in Florida, Thompson Cigar. They sell all sorts of cigars. They sell pipe tobacco. And they also, I'm sure, sell hookah tobacco.
Yeah, they
and
did.
If not there, there's the Fink Cigar Company in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So you might be able to mail order it in. I don't know what the rules in New York are, but
New York is so full of shit. Its eyes are brown. My problem is, like I said, I had got that same idea that you just said. I was gonna have I bought the stuff and I was gonna have my mom ship it up here. So she calls me and the post office tells me and tells her that they can't ship it because of the taxes or some other crap. I'm like, this is bullshit. I said I can't win. I thought this would be a good idea, but apparently it wasn't. Like I said, New York is the shits, man. Like I said, rent is ridiculous. Most people live in a shoebox, and it's ridiculous. And then where I live, oh, forget it. I live with a whole bunch of ignorant college kids. I mean, I never thought I would be one of those older gentlemen that be like those miserable kids, but like I said, they're off the chain. Like I got neighbors, and they're always slamming doors and stuff in and out. I'm like, look, it's whatever aggression you have, you need to work that out. It's something called masturbation. There's the gym. There's all kind of things to work out that stuff. And then, like I said, the walls in the apartment, it's like so hollow. So I can be in my room, which is towards the back of the apartment, because I have a roommate, and I can hear them slamming their door from all the way across the hall. That's how bad it is. It's ridiculous. And then it's like every time I see them, they want to smile, look at my face. I'm like get out of here. I just look at them like they're stupid. You really think this is cute?
Yeah. Younger people suck.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of millennials. I never have been. I think they know everything, and they're about nothing. It's about cause. Like I said, you want to be about a cause. Don't do it because somebody else did it, or is that thing to do. That's the problem I have with most of these. I guess from 21 to about 30, 18 to 30, something like that. But whatever, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They can kiss my happy black ass, as far as I'm concerned.
So you must live in one of the boroughs. I would guess it's probably Brooklyn. But I don't know.
Nah.
No?
I'm from Harlem. I'm born and raised in Harlem, and I'm still there. So it's about the upper Manhattan area, where basically so the problem is that years ago, when Columbia was buying up all this property, Columbia University was buying up all this property around my building and all that other stuff and all that. And then whoever's in the controller ever gave them permission, and then now they have infinite domain. So now they can do whatever the fuck they want. So and then they get these college kids to come in, and they got their daddies and their moms paying their rent. So they figure, oh, we could do whatever the hell we want. I said, no, you will not. I said these ornery black and Spanish people will not have it. Especially now. We like I said, it's nothing really new, especially with the whole this gentrification shit going on. But my thing is this, I remember growing up, all the white people got off before 110th Street. Now all of a sudden on 2-3 o'clock in the morning they're jogging, talk about lovely evening, isn't it? I'm like, is you high, or what's wrong with you? No, I can't do it. I can't. I'm like, this is crazy.
You're over that, and it's actually the same pretty much everywhere. It's cutting into all neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. For example, in Boston here, we have lots of universities doing the same kind of thing. They're expanding out. They're building housing for their students, but in building housing for their students, they're taking away housing from all of the residents who live around the university. And that is really a shame. Because, you know, it's the same thing, and it's forcing younger people to congregate just the way you are describing in your place, and older people are just priced out of the housing market in the particular area where you grew up.
Right.
And it's just a shame. It's just a shame. But, you know, what are you going to do?
I'm going to move to like, Florida looking real good right now. I don't know. People are trying to convince me to stay. I don't know. We'll see. Like, you know, I can't just up and jump and leave right now, but, you know, it's in the cards, so we'll see.
Yeah,
it may change. I don't know. I don't know. But like I said, we'll see. So
let's not talk about Trump anymore.
No, we're not going to do that with that. So
he's sad. He's sad.
So you got this show coming up. Tell us about that.
Well, I've got a show coming up on Saturday at a place called Sixth Gear. It's in South Boston, which is one of those areas we were just talking about. My wife's I've had a wife now. It seems like it's a half a century. And half of her family lived in South Boston, which at one time was mainly Irish Catholic, and some Polish people, some Jewish people, but certainly no people of color. If you remember your history a little bit, back in, I guess, middle or late 70s, could have been even before that, there was a busing crisis, and the white people in South Boston were up in arms because their kids were going to get bused into neighborhoods that they didn't want them to get bused in, and it was a big deal. It was a national story. That's the area that I'll be appearing at, and that's the area that part of my wife's family lived in. However, the area, which was Boston, is an area has neighborhoods of 3-story tenement houses, and these houses are becoming gentrified, and the people who lived there for like 50 or 75 years are now being forced out, and the yuppies who are making pretty good money are moving in. So it's all changed in there, and you know, people are being driven away, and that's a shame.
It really is.
But,
and I take it back to here. When 9/11 happened, no one wants to live downtown anymore because these big buildings are falling down, and everybody's scared, and they want to come uptown. Because if I remember my history correctly, you know, there were a lot of people of color that lived, you know, down from past. No, I guess lower from 1/10 and down. They pushed everybody back up here. Now they're trying to push us back down. I'm like, kiss my ass. I said, it's like, you know, there's no real place to live, you know, especially here in the city, unless you got some real money, you know. And
absolutely,
you know, like housing is shrinking. Nobody wants to take programs, you know, stuff like that. You know, like, you know, I get a check. You know, I ain't too proud. I'm not proud of it. I am proud of it because, like I said, I earned it. But it's really bad, you know, everywhere. So
absolutely,
I don't know.
Absolutely,
I don't know, man. Hopefully it gets better. I don't know.
Back in the day, people, and this is when my grandparents were in Boston. So this would have been, I don't know, early in the 20th century, you know, 1910s, and you know, people could pack up and move around and find an apartment. But that's when, you know, money was worth more, but you made a whole lot less. I mean, a penny was worth something back in those days. Now people throw them in the street.
Right.
A nickel was worth something. You could buy a bag of chips and a Coke for a dime back in the day. And
a long time ago.
Oh yeah, it's a long ass time ago. But it has evolved now over the years to just nobody's making enough money to be able to live near the cities. And all of these buildings that are going up are catering to people that make $100,000 a year or more, and it's just, what are you going to do?
And
I mean, you could feel
really.
it. You could feel it. I've owned my own house for over 35 years or so. So but I'm not downtown Boston. I'm in a suburb.
Right.
And nowadays a car will cost more than what I paid for my house back in 35 years ago. It's crazy. It's nuts.
Definitely. And like, I love when you go talk about transit. It seems like every year or two, the MTA here, they come up like a crackhead. I need some more money. I'm like, didn't we just give you a fare raise like last year? He's like, no, I need another hit. But anyway, I mean, they're talking about raising the fare again, and I'm like, look, not for this shitty ass service. I barely got here as it is. I left early.
We have the same deal in Boston. You guys just finished the Second Avenue line.
Yeah.
That new line. Mm-hmm. We're just getting all sorts of new cars because the old cars were falling apart. Same deal. It's costing a huge amount of money for new cars all over the system. And what's going to happen? Fares are going to have to go up. They need more money. And we just raised the fares a year or so ago. Well, we need more money now. It's very bad for the common man to be able to live near where he works now. And Boston and New York, especially New York, it's so big and so many companies there.
I blame our former mayor Michael Bloomberg, because when he became mayor and he was here for 12 years, he basically treated the city like his monopoly board, and he had all his rich crony friends buy up all this property and all this other stuff, and now we're paying for it. And that's the issue. I mean, that everybody has, because housing really sucks out here. And I got a roommate, and I'm pretty sure I guess more than half of people in the city probably have one as well, because they can't pay the rent on their own. And then with the MTA, it kills me. Like I said, I really think that about how they are, and about we need more money. I'm like, stop having kids out of wedlock. Stop trying to buy yachts. That's what I think it is. But it hurts because, like I said, I mean, where is it going? Because it sure is not cleaning this pissy car, that smells like, hot urine and all that, So that's my thing. Exactly. Is if you want somebody to pay for a service, it's got to be good, because it's hardly ever on time. Absolutely. It's always crowded, mostly crowded, and. I mean, what's the only good thing? Oh, you get a free show every once in a while. You got those guys flipping on the bars and all that other stuff, and you get a couple of singers and all that. But my problem is like I said, I'm not paying $6 round trip for some pissy ass train. This is not happening. I mean, I could probably get a half fare card. It's possible. I think I am eligible, but I'm thinking about getting a car too. But that's tolls and insurance and all that other crap. I'm like, if I were to do this in the Sunshine State, it might be a little better. I know, but like I said, we'll see. We'll definitely see.
I got to tell you though, they're crazy down in Florida. They are. I was driving on a back road. I was just doing back roads to get to Fort Myers. Mm-hmm. So I'm coming from sort of the mid part of the state, and I'm going to go to Fort Myers. So I go down this road, and it's a Florida route. So it's a 2-lane highway. Mm-hmm. And first of all, it's a 2-lane highway, and the speed limit is 60. So that's kind of scary in and of itself. So I'm driving 60 because I'm from Massachusetts. I don't know if I'm going to get a ticket or not.
Right.
And I'm seeing these big semis coming down the road, and they're barrel-assing down a 2-lane highway at least 80 miles an hour. And they're crazy. Well, good luck if you're going to move down there.
This is what I've heard, and my mom has attested because she's told me this. The people that are crazy like that, they don't live in Florida. They're passing through from like the Carolinas, Florida, Georgia, the neighboring states. Those are the assholes. The people that live in Florida, they're okay. I mean, they have a certain backwards way of thinking, but more power to them. I mean, I
agree. Yeah.
To each their own. But it's mainly the people from out of state that are the jack-offs. And it's the people are there. They're all right. They kind of keep to themselves and they don't want to be bothered. I mean, it is a red state. So, I mean, like I said, I was shocked when I went to Walmart. I was like, ooh, gun section. I was like, wait a minute, gun section? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay. I can't. I just came here for body wash. I didn't want. I'm in the wrong aisle. Like, this is ridiculous.
But first time I walked into a Walmart down there, the frickin' place was so big I couldn't believe it. We walked into the grocery store side. A bunch of guys and I were down there for like spring training, and so we were going to get some stuff for the hotel room.
Right.
And we walk into the grocery store size, and it's bigger than Stop and Shop, for crying out loud. It's just huge, and that's only half the store. I couldn't believe it. I guess they do things big down in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, well, my family, they shop pretty frequently at Walmart down there. I mean, you get literally everything there. Like, they have food, they got clothes, they got medicine, you get your pharmacy, you get your glasses. So it's like pretty much like a one-stop shop. And I guess that's kind of good because some people are not necessarily don't have a car to get to and fro, and they could probably walk a couple miles to a Walmart because they are fairly close to like some apartment areas and some houses. So I know there's about 2 in the area where my mom and sister live, so it's not too bad. Like that one was really big, the one was like a little smaller. It was just mainly like kind of like a Walmart we had here, but the other one was really huge, and it had like its own like separate liquor section. I thought that was kind of cool, like their own liquor store.
Oh yeah, that's kind of neat. Yeah, and it's fairly the liquor is not as expensive as it is up here.
Nothing's expensive at Florida. Like shoot, I mean, I went to get my friend. He likes these Al Capone cigars, Al Capone brand, and up here a box of those will cost about $20. $8 in Florida.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm like, it's the same shit. So why am I paying an extra $12 for it? Why? Because it says a New York sticker on it? And kiss my ass.
And they tax the living bejesus out of it too.
Yeah, but I can't. But
in New York and Mass.
Can't. My thing is like I laugh about it too. Is that I'm a 420 head. I love to smoke weed. But my thing is this: it's okay to smoke weed anywhere in New York City, pretty much right now. But tobacco, you're like, no.
Right.
I'm like, why can't people just do what the hell they want to do? So.
Well, you see, that's what America was founded on, was freedom, and people don't realize how much freedom we've given away over the years.
True that.
Like, you want to smoke tobacco, you should be able to smoke tobacco. You know what the risks are. You know what the deal is.
You're gonna die anyway, so you might as well go out the way you want.
Absolutely.
I mean, it kills me.
I like the good pipe full of 420 myself.
Oh yeah.
And the good news is, up here in Massachusetts, I can possess an ounce, and it's cool.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
awesome.
like that. The only thing that really pisses me off is that they have really dragged their feet in opening up new dispensaries, and the closest one to me is at least 45 minutes away, and that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, that's kind of far.
Yeah.
I mean, here in the city, and I believe in the state, it's only for medical purposes, and if you have it recreationally, you have to have less than an ounce, and then you'll be fine. Anything over is a ticket, I think, of $100. I'm not so sure about that, but they used to throw people in jail for that crap. But the problem, but the problem is a lot of these judges were tired of trying these cases. So the mayor here, Mayor De Blasio, he pretty much like enough's enough already with this crap. So, and I'm pretty sure he smokes too. So, but I
got to tell you, and you probably knew this. I'm sure you know this. There are people of color that were given, for having several ounces. So they were adjudicated to have, pot to sell, and because of that, they're put in the jail for 20 fucking, pardon my French, 20 freaking years. 20 years.
That's them Rockefeller laws. That's them Rockefeller laws.
And most of those people are people of color.
That's the Rockefeller drug laws, I think. I'm not mistaken. There was Governor Rockefeller, when he was a governor, he was alive. He was a governor here. I think he did that. But it's really it's annoying, and it's really stupid that people who kill actual people spend less time than somebody that had possession of marijuana. God bless America, right?
Absolutely.
But
land of the free.
I mean,
right? Sure.
It's like it's getting there, but it's like take 2 steps forward and you take 4 steps back, especially with Agent Orange in the White House. So
exactly.
But my thing is, even before he was elected, we had Obama. I mean, it was the same thing. I mean, like, nothing really changed because they wouldn't allow it to, and that's the problem I have. Like I said, at the end of the day, with the Democrat, Republican, we all quote unquote supposed to be Americans. So what's the problem? Like I said, but they want to divide you into groups, and they want to put you in sections and stuff like that, and that's how they get you, and that's how they get to you. Like, I stopped bothering and talking to people on social media because it's a waste of time, because a lot of people are closed-minded, and they are not willing to meet you halfway. So me personally, I'm like I said, it's 2019, it's a new year. I'm not arguing with people like that anymore. And this is also Martin Luther King's birthday week, so I'm trying to be nonviolent. So I'm just really not interested in that crap right now. Like,
I don't blame you.
It was a funny thing. I'm gonna tell a story real quick. Funny thing that happened. Like, I'm in the groups on Facebook, with a couple of friends. We post memes. You're in one of them, and with me. Sure. And I forget what I posted, but some guy came out of nowhere and he just starts personally attacking me for no reason. And like, I played it off. I played it cool. I'm like, all right, whatever. You're just trying to get a ruse out of me, and I don't care, because I don't know you from a fly on the wall. So what, whatever. But he keeps going on and on and on. I said, you are what they call, those trolls. And I said, you have no life, because you want to waste your time trying to bother me, and it's not going anywhere. So you're wasting your breath. Like, fuck off. Like, so.
Jesus, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
good for you.
After that, I just blocked them, and then I posted another meme. I said, trolls are basically people who have no lives that want to bother others that do. And I don't know if you remember Chappelle's show where he was like running for some office or something like that, a skit, and it said modern problems require modern solutions. So basically, my solution to trolls is just blocking them and telling them to go fuck off.
I don't blame you. But you got to tell them to fuck off and give them about an hour to see that, and then block it. Because if you block him right away, he's never going to see the fuck off.
Well, he will see it now on YouTube. And Facebook Live once I post this. So I'm like, I don't know you. And then whatever. Like I said, and I just got back to, and I'm tired. I'm chilling. I want to relax. Hanging out in the house and all that. Having fun on Facebook. And I got to deal with this dumb shit. Like,
too many of those dumb shits in the world.
Exactly. I'm like, eat a fat dick burger with fries. Like, kiss my ass. Seriously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Motherfucker. You gonna?
So what have you been doing? Well, go ahead. I was going to ask you what you've been doing for comedy lately, or have you?
I am getting back into it. My friends have convinced me. March the 8th, Broadway Comedy Club here in New York City, 53rd and 8th.
Nice.
That's a Friday. The return of the Funny Underground Comedy Crew. I took some time off to do this podcast, but it's time to get back into it, try to have some fun. And I got a great bunch of guys and gals lined up, so it should be fun. I'm going to really start pushing really hard to plug that. I know it's a month away, so I'm working on that, and we'll see what happens from there. That's all I can say.
I'm glad to see you getting back into it, because I think you have a voice, and I think you should. Well, first of all, I think you should have fun. That's what I tell people when they thinking of doing stand-up, or if they're just starting out. Make sure you're having a good time with it. Don't obsess. For example, we're both past this stage, but I know several youngsters who obsess over tell funny stories right out of the gate, and I keep telling them, don't worry about that. You're going to bomb much more often than you're not.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And don't even look at it as bombing. Look at it as just part of your learning and growing experience. I try to get them to concentrate on is things other than the writing. For example, just getting out there and doing it.
Right. See what works.
Spending some time, going out 2-3 times a week. Learning how to perform, learning how to read an audience, learning how to have fun with an audience, learning how to have a good time, learning how to hold the damn microphone, things like that. They're just as important as what you write. And I'm just going out and having a good time. And if a joke doesn't hit, the joke doesn't hit.
Yeah.
And I move on to the next joke.
That's what you're supposed to do. But like I said, most of these young people are millennials, and you can't tell them anything, and that's the problem. But yeah, you're right about that. You have to have fun. You have to have, like I said, at the end of the day, it's not your life. I mean, some other people have, they want to take big leaps, and you got to take small walks before you do that. And that's the problem.
You're absolutely right.
A lot of them. Everybody got goals. Everybody got dreams. That's fine, but you got to work at it. And I had that problem because I went ahead and head first, and I bumped. Okay, but you learn from that. But my thing is, like I said, we'll see what happens on the 8th of March, and I just take it from there. I'm looking to have fun, I'm gonna have a good time and enjoy myself. I got a great host and a good couple people lined up for that, and should be fun. That's what it's supposed to be, like you said.
Absolutely. Go out, have a good time, and just don't worry about anything.
I really don't. Like I said, I think 2019 is going to be the year of I don't give a crap pretty much anyway. But I'm really going to make it my mission if it is not important. And the 3 F's, right? Do you know about?
Tell me the 3 F's that you're thinking about.
If you're not feeding me, fucking me, or financing me, I don't care. I am not interested. I don't want to be bothered. If you're not family, if you're not a close friend, I'm not interested in your bullshit. That's simple as that.
Go. I like that. And I like that a lot.
And quite honestly, I've always put. Thank you. I'll be here next week too. But my thing is this. My thing is, like I said, stress is a killer. And I'm not trying to be like one of those people that drop dead at 50. So I'm 35 and I would like to live a long time. So that's, like I said, that's why I'm very heavy on the herbal remedies to calm myself and relax myself, to make sure I'm nice and I could cope with the stupidity that is the humanity of the United States of America. So
I like those herbal remedies.
Oh, most
Hallelujah,
definitely,
brother.
Yes, but that's what you got to do. And like I said, it's getting better. With that, like a lot of people being more lenient with that, and a lot of states are changing their laws and they're legalizing. That's good. That's progress. I'm still waiting for New York. I mean, Cuomo says that, but I forget what movie it's from. The quote that I had for him, it was like, "Well, we're waiting," So, I don't know if he's just talking big talk because there's a rumor that he might run for president. So I'm not sure. So he could just be running his mouth because of that. I don't know.
Well, I got to tell you, going back to the beginning of the night tonight, Andrew Cuomo is one of the people that I have great hopes for on the state side of the Mueller investigation, because you never know what's going to happen on the federal side.
Right.
But on the state side, it's much more important than we realize, and New York is in the forefront of that. We'll see what we see. We'll see if
Trump
Cuomo has the balls to stand up to the guy.
Yeah, he's from here. I keep forgetting that. I think I do that on purpose. Yep. But you're absolutely right. I mean, if you can't get him one way, you could definitely get him the other. I mean, I think that's probably one of the reasons why he did shut the government down, because when that happens, courts don't open, cases stop, and all that other stuff. So he might have had an ulterior motive with that. I'm not sure. It's something to think about. I'll tell you my pet peeve of the week.
Sure,
go for it.
Are you ready for this?
I
got brand new glasses this week.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
How's that working for you?
And they're a complete. Well, the first try, they screwed up the prescription a little bit, so I was seeing double.
Oh,
so
crap.
Sent them back, got them. They're fine, but the shape is different. They're rounder now instead of being more rectangular. They're bigger. They have a darker frame, and because of that, I decided that I would change my hairstyle a little bit. And so I changed it just a little bit to pile it up a little bit more in the middle, just because of the glasses and all that. And so I've gone to a couple of shows this week, and not one person has noticed. And I'm pissed off.
Oh, boy, you.
Pissed off.
Yeah, I know I've been wearing glasses since I was 4, and I can't stand them either. But
yeah.
I
was 14.
I broke a pair in Florida that I had up here. And, shout out to Walmart, though. I went to their eyeglass place, and, they popped in my lenses, and I got it up here. So, don't clap for that. Oh, all right,
That's
whatever.
Great.
But, it really sucks. And I got these big doofy glasses now I'm getting used to. And, I got this tiny head, so it looks kind of weird. Look like I'm like Tweety Bird with, like, it's like big ass head with these little glasses. Or I'm the opposite, like I said. Pea head with really big glasses. It's really annoying, but
hey,
I'm getting used to it.
Didn't you post a picture of you when you were a kid, maybe in high school?
Yeah.
And then your today picture.
Mm-hmm.
You're still a good looking dude, but you were a good looking kid back in that day. If I was thinking differently, I would have hit that. You were a cutie pie. How old were you there? About 13, 14?
No, that was like 17, 18. And too bad the girls didn't think that when I was at that age. But
the girls had no taste, brother. The girls had no taste.
They had taste. It was just poor. It is what it is. But I'm getting ready to wrap up things, Dave. So, is there anything else?
I'm sorry I bent your ear for so long.
Yeah, it's fine.
Other people waiting.
That was a hell of a show. No. Well, I guess I will get to them next week. It's all right. Not worried about it.
Cool. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll stay away for a couple of weeks, and I'll come back with some new stuff.
Sounds good to me. Well, thanks for always calling in. And Dave Stern, I want to thank you for calling in. And we'll talk to you soon, bro.
I'll talk to you soon. You have a great week, and see you down the road.
All right, bro. Take it easy.
See ya.
Dave Stern, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that is it. Where's the wrap? I want to thank everybody for listening and watching on Facebook Live. I will see you at I guess I will see you next week. Yeah, same time, bat time, same bat channel, bat time. Aaron Smith Can't Lose on the FLO Empire Network. Good night.